Okay, welcome back to my channel. This is TCP Cyber. Today I will be taking us through, how to implement a basic enterprise network. This network is going to contain some VLANs. We're going to be implementing firewalls, and we'll be connecting to the internet as well. Okay, so let's dive right into it. Okay, so as I said earlier, this is a basic enterprise network. So where we have the sales VLAN, we have three VLANs, connected to a switch, and the switch is connected to the firewall. We'll be making use of this PC to manage the firewall, and of course, the firewall is also acting as the perimeter firewall because it's connected to the internet. Okay, so we have three VLANs: sales VLAN, server VLAN, and admin VLAN. And we'll be configuring the switch and the firewall to replicate all that. Okay, so the first thing to do is that so let me power up the firewall um, and the Windows machine that we'll be using to manage the firewall. Okay, so if you are not used to EVNG, I have done a video where I installed EVNG from scratch, so you can check description box, or you check my former video for how to implement, how to install EVNG and how to work around it. So I'll just open up the firewall. Um, so for Fortinet, the username is admin. That's the default username with no password. Okay, so this is the Fortinet that we are connected to. So just as a basic thing we want to configure here is to configure the port one. The port one will automatically get IP from the internet. So that's our one. So we just configure port 2 to be in line with this subnet address. So I normally like to use the interface of my firewall to be .1. So this place I will use .1 for the management subnet, and for the management PC I will use .100. Okay, so let's go ahead and configure it. Basically, we just configure this and we enable the interface. So this will be config sys interface, edit port 2. Okay, then you just set the IP address, set IP 192.168.100 168.100.1. Then the subnet max is 255.255.255.0. Okay, then I'll set the protocol to allow on that interface. Set allow access, https, SSH, and I will enable ping as well. Okay, then to save the configuration I type end. So that's all I need to do on this firewall for now, so I can close it. So the next thing is to also bring up the management PC and configure the IP. The IP is going to be .100. Okay, to follow the subnet address. So I'll just log in. That will be user. No, sorry. Take 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. So that's about that. So I'll just go to configure the IP address. That will be change adapter settings. Just right click this properties. Because I don't use version 6, I normally like to remove it. So I just double click this one, set it properly. And this will be 192.168.100.100. Okay, the subnet mask is good. Then 192.168.100.1, that's the interface of the firewall. Okay, DNS, we can use Google DNS. Okay, when you see this, that means the network is connected, the computer is already connected to the interface of the firewall. Okay, so to confirm that, I can ping. At first I can ask for the IP address, that is it, right? And let me ping the interface of the firewall, that's 192.168.100.1. So that means I can ping the firewall. Okay, the interface is up to this computer. So now I can now access the firewall via the GUI. So if I open up a browser, I'll just type the IP address of the firewall. They will be able to manage the firewall from it. So that will be 192.168.100.1. Okay, so the username is admin, no password. It's gonna prompt us for password. So I can say, okay, change password. Okay, I'll just put, yeah, let me put the basic password. Okay, so you can now log in with your new password. Okay, so now, I have access to my firewall now, so I can configure the interfaces properly. So you go to network interfaces. Okay, go to network interfaces, then so port 1, I can label it properly. Just highlight and go to edit, and that alias will be internet. Okay, and the row is a 1, right? That's all we need to do there. Same thing, I can do port 2, that's our management interface. Just type management. Okay, and the row, of course, is also LAN, right? The row is LAN. So the role is LAN for the management interface. That's all we need to just do there. So I'll just click on OK. Then for port 3, for port 3, I need to start defining the VLANs that we have here, okay? Because they are connected to port 3, so there will be a sub interface to port 3. So I will say create new interface, which is going to be VLAN. So this one is going to be sales VLAN, and the alias is going to be sales. It's a VLAN. It's connected to port 3, as you can see, and it's VLAN 10. Okay, so the network is going to be this format. So like I told you, the IP address that I would like to use will be .1, that's the interface. So this will be 10.1.10.1/24. Okay, Then I want to enable ping. I also want to enable DHCP so that the client on VLAN will receive IP address automatically. So I will say DHCP. That's probably all I need to do. Okay, so I'll just say okay. So sales VLAN is created. I will do the same thing for server VLAN and admin VLAN. So I say interface. Okay, interface name is server VLAN. Okay, alias is that's server. Okay, and the port is port 3 and the VLAN ID is 20. Okay, the same thing, IP address 10.1.20.1/24. Okay, I will enable ping and I will enable DHCP server. Okay, then the last VLAN, create new interface. Interface name is that's admin VLAN. Alias is going to be admin, and is also on port 3. The VLAN ID is 30. If you look at it, you will see that the third octet is for the VLAN. Okay, it's always good like that in an enterprise environment to denote your VLAN with the IP address. So IP network mask, okay, that would be 10.1.30.1/24. Okay, I will enable ping and I will enable DHCP server. Click OK. Okay, so if you expand port 3, you will see all the 3 VLANs there. Okay, so that's what I need to do at this point. I can minimize. So I've created all the VLANs on the firewall. So the same thing is to now configure the switch. On the switch, we'll create all the VLANs and we'll assign each of the ports, to the specific VLAN. There will be 2 ports. The ports that are directly connected to the endpoint, they are tagged as access point ports. While GI0/0 is the one carrying all the traffic, all the VLAN to the firewall. So this is going to be trunk port, while others will be access port. So I will power up my switch. Then I will open it up. I want to increase the font. Okay, this is the switch. Okay, just press enter. Still okay. We are there now. Okay, enable config T. So let me register all the VLAN. Okay, that will be VLAN 10. Okay, VLAN 10 name sales. Okay, then VLAN 20 name server. then VLAN 30, name admin. Okay, if I say Ctrl Z, show VLAN, I should see all the VLANs. I have all the VLANs already, but you can see that the ports have not been assigned. So the next thing is to start assigning the ports. So I'll go back to configure. Okay, so GI 1-1 and 1-2 belong to sales VLAN. So I will say interface GI 1-1, sorry, -1. Okay, switch port mode access, because it's an access port. Then switch port access VLAN 10. Okay, then for the other one, GI 1-2, GI 1-2, switch port name mode access, switch port access VLAN 10. Okay, then I will do the same thing to server GI 0-3 and GI 1-0. So interface GI 0-3. Okay, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 20. Okay. Then interface GI 1-0. Okay, switch port access VLAN, no, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 20. I will do the same thing for the third VLAN. So GI 0-2 and 0-1 will belong to VLAN 30. So that will be interface GI 0-2. Okay, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 30. Okay, same thing, 0-1, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 30. Okay, I've configured all the access port. It remains the trunk port. For the trunk port, so that's GI 0-0. Let's enter it. GI 0-0. You first need to apply the encapsulation. That will be switch port trunk encapsulation .1q. Okay, then switch port mode is trunk. Okay, switch port trunk allowed VLAN 10. It's going to allow VLAN 10, VLAN 20, and VLAN 30. Okay, that's all we need to do. If I say Ctrl Z, if I show VLAN again, you will now see that the respective VLAN have been properly configured. I mean, the ports have been assigned to the respective VLAN. GI 1-1 and 1-2 is now sales. GI 0-3 and belongs to, and GI 1-0 belongs to server, and GI 0-1 and 0-2 belongs to admin. Okay, good. You can show the trunk interface. Show interface trunk. Okay, you can see the trunk is also working. The trunk port is GI 0-0 and is allowing all these VLANs. So everything is okay. To save WR, okay, to save our configuration, and yeah, that's all we need to do here. Okay, I'll just close this. Okay, so I can begin to power up this PC now. So if I power up this one, it's gonna the expectation is that it's gonna get an IP that belongs to this VLAN. Okay, so I power these up and see what's gonna happen there. So Control Alt Delete this 123. It should get an IP that is within this VLAN 10 address. And you see this, that means it has gotten the address. So if you say yes, and you can say IP config, you can see 10.1.10. So this is getting an IP .2, which belongs to sales. Okay, so that's working perfectly. Let's power up this one as well. Just power up one of each of the VLAN to consume the memory, to preserve the memory. So this one, this one should get an IP that belongs to VLAN 20. So 10.1.20. something. I can begin to power up this one as well, because not to waste time. So I'll put the password. It has gotten an IP. Let's see which IP it got. So IP config. You can see 10.1.20, which is VLAN 20. So that's good. Let's see this one that belongs to VLAN 30. Say send Control or delete. Okay, got an IP as well. So let's see IP config. So it got 10.1.30. That's VLAN 30. So everything works perfectly. Good. Okay, so our network is ready. You can send in any PC that is connected to any of the VLAN will definitely catch the IP address. But another thing is that let's see whether we're able to browse from the sales VLAN. If I bring up this sales PC, let's see whether we are able to browse. Remember, this is connected to the internet. Let's see, it's connected with firewall. Firewall is connected to the internet. Let's see if you're able to browse amazon.ca. You can see there is no internet. Okay, there is no internet. The reason is that this firewall by default is not allowing anything to flow through. Okay, so for us to be able to connect to the internet, we have to create a rule here. Okay, so let's bring up the firewall. Okay. So it looks like we didn't terminate this one properly. This should be, sorry, it should be management. Okay. Um, so I will have to probably, okay, let me disable and enable back. Okay, enable. Yeah, because we're not getting IP from this interface. It was wrongly connected before. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, I know what I will do. I may have to restart the firewall. Okay, I will restart this firewall. Let me stop. Okay, and I will restart it. Then I will sign out. Okay, let me sign in again. Okay. Network interface. Good. I have the IPs now. Okay, so if you go to the rule, that's policy, IPv4 policy, you know. So like I was saying, the default policy is to deny everything. Okay, as you can see implicit deny. So we need to be able to, we now need to create specific policy that will allow all these VLAN to connect to the internet. Okay, so if you say create new, so you name, say VLAN 10 to internet. Okay, your the rule of thumb is your firewall rule name should depict what it intends to do. Incoming interface is so I'll say, okay, this is sales to internet. Sales to internet. I'll say sales is the incoming interface, outgoing interface is the internet. Source, let's say for now, is everything on VLAN 10, which is sales. Can go to anywhere. Service can go to any port. Okay, just click on OK. Click on OK. Okay, so this can create the same thing for server to internet. Incoming interface is server, outgoing interface is internet. Source is all, destination is all services. Just click on OK. Okay, and the last one, which is admin, just say admin to internet. Okay, incoming interface is admin, outgoing interface is internet, all the computer on the VLAN to anywhere through all services, and click OK. Okay, so now all the computers in each VLAN should be able to browse now. So let's go to this, the sales. That's one for. If you refresh, you should be able to browse now. Okay, you can see that it's browsing. Okay, so our sales VLAN is browsing. The server VLAN, that's Win2, which is this one. If you open up a browser, that should be browsing as well. Amazon.ca. Okay, you can see it's browsing. Same thing with admin, that's Win7. Let's bring it up. Open up a browser. And Amazon.ca. Okay, it's browsing. So yeah, so that's the end of the lab. So again, we created 3 VLANs. We configure each of the VLAN on the Fortinet. We set up DHCP for each VLAN, and we also configure the trunk port and individual access ports for the VLANs on the switch as well. And we had to create policies to allow each of the VLAN to have access to the internet. So this is a simple, typical enterprise network environment, and that is how it is implemented. I hope you are able to learn one or two things, and I hope you are able to learn one or two things. And so if you learn one or two things, please subscribe to this channel. I will be bringing up more videos to demonstrate some other technologies as well. So like, subscribe, click the like button, and share the video as well. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.